Hi, everyone.
Hey there.
I'm fun to
Hello.
see you on a Tuesday. My goal was to see people I don't normally get to see, and I'm winning. Okay,
Hello.
Rolanda, I haven't seen you in a minute. This is working. Yes, Ray, I haven't seen you.
Hi.
Jay, I don't think I've seen you either. This is cool. I haven't seen Kate on the call. John, you're usually rucking, aren't you? Don't you?
Me?
Oh, we're doing you now a workout. Winnie's playing
Oh,
hooky at work. She's working in the courts. Yeah, I read all. Oh. She's like, shut up. April's here. Megan, welcome. Guys, sorry, Megan. I got to do it. New Pump Club member. Megan's here on the call. Way to make it, girl. Thank you.
call them out.
You have to, Andre. Come on. Just remember, I'm a good person, so I'm allowed to do these things.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good. Also, I want to say how much I absolutely love the idea that John's like, I'm on a walking pad, but he's getting to some lifting. Rolanda's lifting. Like, you guys are absolutely allowed to walk and work out. Like, treat me like a podcast as much as you want. I think I tend to demo more than Nick does, or Nick doesn't really demo at all. He just sits with his like terrarium in the background and a massive beard, right? Although he is quite a wizard with words, that Nick. I'll like sneak in and sit on the calls and learn so much from him. Um, I just last call out, and then I'll get to business because we got a lot to cover. Gabriel, you're the man. I see you outside. I see that hat. He's got one of the old school fur flap. I don't know where you're at, but way to get the steps in, man. Amazing. So as you guys know, we try to dance around the board when it comes to scheduling with these pump club meetups. So hopefully some people that usually can't make it can make it today, and it kind of moves around. If you guys see anybody in the app that's like, oh man, I missed the call, we put the meeting recording right in the article that we reminded you in. So just if I miss it, just point people to here. Um, I have a lot I want to cover today. And by the way, if I haven't met you before, I'm Jen Wiederstrom. I'm one of your coaches in here. I love doing this, and I have known Arnold and Adam and Ketch for a really long time. So it kind of feels like um, I'm trying to think, are we like a Marvel team? Are we DC? And since there's so much divisiveness around which category, I'm always like Captain Planet because we care about the environment too. I don't know, but we're somewhere in this like super team of people that like love this and love you. So your success means a lot to us. So anyway, oh, 18. Yes, Noah. Good, better. I call Bradley Cooper. I want to be Bradley. Um There is a lot to cover today. So I'm going to say that at the top, letting you know that there's a lot of form checks I want to get through. And there was actually quite a lot of questions that were in the comments. Many were associated with form checks that were submitted, some were not. So, what I'd like to do is just take, and I'm going to try to keep myself on track. Um, I see that, Winnie. Thank you. Amazing. I am going to spend 15 minutes going through a bunch of the questions, pardon me, from the comments. Okay. And then I'm going to move into form checks, which I think will kind of coincide nicely. One thing I want to hit right out of the gates because I want to pop a link in the comment section for everybody. Here we go. I'm pasting. So Nancy asked this question. And Nancy says she was going to plan to attend, so I'm not sure if she's here yet, but maybe she's popping in.
I'm here.
Can you please? Oh, good. Oh, Nancy, great. So I know Catch did answer your question in the app, but she said that can you please go over workup sets versus working sets and how to log them in the app. So there is a suggested articles tab or recommended articles tab. If you guys hit the bottom center little icon in your app, that's where the articles are. And then it says recommended. And if you scroll down there, you'll see what we feel is the best way for you to be kind of like, I don't want to say mentally equipped, but really like so much of real success in the gym is body and mind. And we're going to give you a perspective and a mindset in those articles to help you pursue some of this. And so I just put the workup sets conversation for Nancy and specifically anyone that's kind of confused on this. What's this workup set versus work set kind of thing? So there's the article there. If you guys click in, it will take you right there in the app. But just to give you a brief overview, what happens?
I guess what so in the past when I worked out, I would do my warm up and then go straight into, I guess, the working sets, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't do the workup sets. So in the first foundation I did, that's how I kind of went through the program. Warm up and then go straight into set 1, set 2, set 3.
Great.
And now reading the articles, I'm confused. Okay, so I'm supposed to do the workup sets before, let's say, a front squat. Okay, so how do I work up those sets and then go into set 1? Do I do that for every single exercise, especially the supersets where they're back to back? Do I stop and then do a workup set?
What I want you to do, Nancy, and anybody else that has this question, is kind of look at a work up set or ramp up set as a way to kind of check in with where your body is today. Because I'll tell you, sometimes today feels different than a Friday versus a Sunday versus where I am in my cycle for the girls out there. So what I want you to do, let's just say even forget front squats. You're doing bicep curls and presses. So like I'll take a set of 10s and I'll hit 2 or 3 reps. I'm like, that's like a 3 out of 10 for me as far as difficulty. I put those down. That's a workup set right there, Nancy. It's not like I'm working and I'm resting and I'm going to do that. And then I don't even go to my presses yet. I go, okay, I'm going to grab 15s. I do a couple. Ooh, that's more like a 5 or 6. Still want to go a little higher. Put the 15s down, grab the 20s. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this feels more like I'm having to really focus to work the weight up. All right, my first set will be with 20s with my bicep curls. Then I go to my shoulder press, right? And instead of starting with 10s, shoulders are bigger muscles than biceps. Maybe I'll start at 15s. I'll do 2 or 3 reps. And I think, I don't know, I kind of feel good. Let's go to 20s, 25s. So that's what I want you to do. Use the ramp ups as a way to check in for those body parts. It is the privilege of being strong, right? That you guys are all like working past like 5-pound weights, 10-pound, like you're working up. Now, by the way, there are exercises I still need 5-pound weights on. Anybody with the bent over Ys, right? It's like, I have to drop it and use my arms. But the point is that you're checking. And so with something like a bigger lift, again, slight pain in the butt, but when you get stronger, you will need more ramp up or work up sets to get ready for the barbell. So for me, if I'm doing a back squat and really working my reps, I'm going to be closer to 185 pounds for me in my first set. So I'm like, okay, I start at the empty bar and maybe I do 5 reps. I rack it. I put some weight on. The idea is you're kind of priming and checking in with your, what I call an RPE, or your rate of perceived exertion. And that's how you stack a couple reps and then you add some weight, right? Stack a couple reps, but you're really not looking to fatigue. You're just working to kind of check in with your body. Am I explaining it in depth enough? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So once you get to those ramp ups and you hit the weight that you want to lift, then that's where your working set starts. And do you keep adding the weight if you feel like, oh, I could do this easily? And,
great question.
And
so
move
like
up to
I
the
checked
second
in
set?
and I'm thinking 20s are where I want to start my presses. And then I do my set of 10 and I was like, oh, I'm feeling pretty good. That was like a 7 for me. Go up. Absolutely.
Okay.
Just go up in the weight. Yep. You're never tied to the weight. Really good news though, and this was in Daniel's response to you, Nancy, is that there's an update that we're working on in the app that is going to start to add the workup set logging. So you'll be able to kind of track, where was I? Where did I start last week? And then you can record that. Yeah. So that is coming based on a lot of requests and interest from you guys. So yeah.
So one follow-up. So once I get, let's say, that first working set and I hit, let's say, 20, I'm like, okay, I get to, let's say, a 10. and I stop because now, okay, I'm gonna move up in weight. Is that the start of the working set number two? Or
How
do
many
I just
reps are
keep
you
adding
saying you have?
reps? Let's say 10 reps of
Okay.
the shoulder press. And I
Uh-huh.
hit, let's say 20, let's say 10 I'm only using dumbbells. So
Great.
if I use 10 pounds in each hand, let's say, and I hit the 10, and I'm like, okay, I'm still feeling pretty good. Do I add extra three to that 2 to 3 rep that I also keep reading about? And would that be my working set number one? And then my working set number two, oh, I can go 15, 15, and I can do 30 now. Would that be my working set
I
number
make the
two?
decision based on how much time I have that day. If I'm a little
Okay.
tight on time, I'm like, not to set, bump it up and start to grind on set two. But then you've
Okay.
got that data. That will
Okay.
rarely happen over and over, guys, because you're going to know once
Yeah.
Nancy knows she's got 10 reps with the tens, she's never going to do that again. She's going to
Yeah.
know she
Okay.
can pick up 12s or 15s. So it's all like, again, the gym is your lab and you'll know that. So if I'm short on time, that's a set. I hit my rest and I pick up heavier weights and I go. If I've got the time, I'm like, all right, I'll count that as a ramp up. Dang it, I got to do another whole set, right?
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah,
So ramp ups
cool.
for every exercise. Hit the
Sure.
weight that you
Yeah,
feel comfortable
feel
with,
it
and
out.
then that will be your working set. Okay. Got
But
it.
I'll tell you, once I get into the workout, and you guys all know this, once you start hitting the big lifts, you get to the accessories, you're going to be like, oh man, I kind of know where I'm at. Like based on where you pick up for your biceps, you're going to kind of have in a sense what you're going to do with your shoulders or your triceps. So it all starts to kind of make more sense. Yeah.
Okay. And I
Yeah.
guess the tension comes in, I guess, because I don't have the heavier weights. In
Mm-hmm.
dumbbells, it gets tougher once you hit, I mean, especially for me, I'm petite. And
Yep.
so I just add more tension to the
What?
exercise if I don't have
Yeah.
heavier weights.
You
Okay.
just slow down, let
Okay.
gravity add tension. Yeah,
Okay.
contrast is everything. If you can complete range of motion, you're in control of that weight, slow down. Yeah. And
Okay.
I've had the conversation with many people in the village. I'm like, it's a beautiful thing when you got to spend more money on more weights. It's really fun, right? When
I
you
know.
graduate to heavier. So cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you. This makes total sense
Yeah,
now.
good.
Thank you.
Great. Good. Of
Thank you.
course. April, your hand was up. Did you have an ad or a question?
Oh, when you said that the team was working on doing something different, I'm on the maximize the strength, and I've noticed that just this week I've had to rely on some drop sets. Is there a way to log drop sets, or should we just put it in notes and go on with it?
Put it in your notes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. No
That's
problem.
another great question. So like the idea is like April's like going maximize strength. She's pushing herself. And then she basically a drop set suggests that, let's say she had 10 reps, couldn't quite hit the full amount. Let's say she did 8 out of the 10 reps with this better weight, this higher weight, then she's going to drop to a slightly lighter weight and finish it. So that's a drop set. And just for you to know that. Another thing you can do, April, is like sometimes if I get to 8 reps and I put the weights down, I shake it out, pick up those same weights and try to finish the set.
Yeah.
Take a beat. Don't take a minute, but take a beat.
Yeah, and I don't let 10 stop me. Like it's first set mindset. If anybody on here has not read that article, please read first set mindset. So,
yep.
Okay, sorry.
It's in the recommended tab. Okay, amazing. Great question. Way to kick us off, Nancy. So these two are in regards to squats. One from Greg regarding like the bottom, like the butt wink in a squat. And then one is from Winnie, and you're here. So I want to cover this while you're here regarding what you're doing with your body weight position. So I'm going to ask Noah if you can put me on full screen. So what Greg is asking about with the bottom of a squat, forgive me, I have a Yeti ordering problem, so ignore this box of stuff. So the butt wink means we get to the bottom of a squat, whether you have a barbell or body weight, you go down, 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 down. And the butt wink is when you can see I go from a very straight, stiff spine to it rounds at the bottom and I drive right up. So in full speed, it looks like this, right? And what he's saying is like, what am I supposed to do? I prefer full control for full contrast in your body as you go. So to me, right now, this is parallel. This is just below parallel. I do not need to go lower than this, and neither do you guys. So to go lower into the wink, it basically deactivates that contrast. And a lot of times people use it to get momentum out of the bottom. It's not necessary. I'd rather have you maintain control. So my answer to you, Greg, is instead of letting the wink happen, stop yourself a little bit short and play with it. Put on your camera, like kind of watch, or if you can do this in front of a mirror, look at how far you're going. Say, yep, I have total control here. Take a look at the camera or look at the mirror. Okay, I can go a little lower, but stop just above the wink, because you don't need to go that far. To Winnie's question, she's doing bodyweight squats and she's like, it was a very Talladega Nights. You were writing it like, what do I do with my hands moment, right? So when you're doing bodyweight squats, I sometimes think hands on hips almost pitch you forward too much. And I know you talked about, do I just leave my hands in front? I think that just puts your upper body in the wrong position. I prefer hands behind the head because it creates length and space in your spine. So as you drop down, you have a more vertical trajectory, and this simulates a barbell squat the most. And if you had dumbbells in your hands, right? Vertical upper body. So Winnie, I want your hands just behind your head, open chest. Making sense, girl? Yeah. Great. You guys okay if I go 5 more minutes with these questions before I go into form checks? Yeah. Ray, shush, April. For all the newbies, I teach with my Swiffer, and it's a really good tool. And you guys,
I only joined for the Swiffer. I've seen it. Goodbye.
I know. I know. If it wasn't here, you guys would be mad. Okay, so we've talked about the wink. We talked about that. And by the way, Winnie, to your point, she's like, should I grab a Swiffer? You can if you want. If you want to start to work that position, absolutely okay for me.
Behind
Oh my
me?
God. Yeah.
I would behind me?
Yeah. Yeah, because your chest will be open. It'll be kind of act as a nice stretch too. I like it here. I know front squats are, but it won't make sense. This front rack position is really tough that there's no weight loaded on you. So I think you should put it back here.
Got it. Thank you.
I'm laughing out loud at the chat. Should we send Nick a Swiffer? He will not. He'll be like, what the F word is this here? Okay, I'm down for this. I can get his address and say from the village if you guys want. I don't know if he's going to get it. You guys talk amongst yourself. You tell me what to do and I'll do it. Rory had a great question. I think I understand it pretty well. He goes, there are different squats like a sumo squat or a sumo dead, RDL versus deadlift, hamstrings versus stiff leg. He's kind of going through a list of exercises. Arnold speaks about not changing up his training program, but how do we get a full body session in without spending hours at the gym? And he goes, as I type this, what does full body even mean? So I think, Rory, you're maybe overthinking about it a little bit too hard, but you just saw me do a squat. It takes my whole body to do that movement. Now, there's a focus in certain parts of my body because of the angles I'm using. So in a back squat, the way it hits my quads and glutes is a little different than if I was doing a sumo deadlift. But both big movements hit my entire body in its own way. There's a collective, it's almost like an orchestra working together to create one beautiful sound. Your body's working together to help support you in that movement pattern. So I think that maybe is what you're looking for. And I think that that's why there's an efficiency bait in our programming, and it's very specifically laid out in the way it is to give your body systematic rest and also systematic work. So you'll see some days we have curls and then we don't have tries. And the other days we'll have triceps but we won't have shoulders. Yeah. So it moves around on purpose with the accessory work, but we always have a big movement to get that collective energy in the body working together.
Okay, so then to add to that question,
yes,
if I'm completing a program and I am ready to go on to the next, am I going to allow the program to set up for me next? Like when I got done with the foundation, the next program that was just automatically there for me to choose was the short on time So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to choose that because that's what it's feeding me. So I guess the bigger question really is instead of going and reading through all the programs, just go ahead and let the app feed me the next one.
It's actually a bit different than that. Great question. So when you finish the program, it unlocks, right? It's fun when you get out of foundation because all of those programs that were in like black and white, like no access, you're like, I get to go in here, right? So I think what's happening is it's just populating in your feed. Hey, based on you finishing this, here are some programs that are available to you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that's the perfect trajectory or the right trajectory for you. What I recommend, it's again in a recommended tab in the articles, is what program do I do next? Adam wrote a great article on that, as he always does, helping you understand which one to choose next. So I see you were like, oh, it's sitting there, it's open. But like when I finished foundation, I was offered a program and I was like, I don't know, I'm going to see what else is there. And I kind of shopped around. And but I read that article from Abin in that recommended section to pick my next one. And I think that might feel more in tune to you versus just like, oh, this is the next one that was populated. Sure.
So then just to close out the original question, which you answered very well, I get it. I guess in my head, I think, well, I really want going back to the abs, I'll take it this way. Going back to the abs, I know I can't spot treat my abs. Okay, but I really want to have my glutes look a little more worked on. So is that the same as spot treating? Or like you said, if the program is automatically giving me a full body workout, could I maybe perhaps swap in, like if how we can swap the different exercises? Perhaps I want to do more inner thighs, so maybe swap out that squat for a sumo if it's allowing me. Does that make more sense?
I understand what you're saying. There's so much inner thigh work in squatting, regular squat. You don't need a sumo. Like when I squat, like heavy, my inner thighs are probably the most sore, but it's a weaker part of my body. So you cannot spot treat fat, but you can spot treat muscle, right? Okay. You can work a body part and to make that grow because of the way you're breaking down the tissue and asking it to rebuild if you're eating sufficient calories and everything like that. So what I prefer you to do is follow the program as designed. And on those body parts that you're like, I really want to work my inner thighs. I really want to work my glutes. I take those exercises seriously. I take my lunges, my squats, my deads. Like I'm not passive. If anything, I will just throw up my hand and I hope no one's going to get me in trouble, but like, I'm really passive on my upper body stuff. I'm like, I don't really care. I'm happy with my arms, but my lower body stuff, I'm like, I go like I'm training for the Olympics. Like I'm like Lindsey Vonn mode. I'm hitting it, right? So if you want to do accessory stuff after when you're done, like hit the program and you want to do some extra stuff, I do that. I'll do like my quadruped hip stuff at the end of my workout if you want to do a little bonus, but do the lifting first and then do that bonus stuff after. Because we have people that like are runners and swimmers or do jujitsu, and it's like hit the lifting first and then add your bonus material.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense to me. I think I'm definitely a big overthinker about things, but now that I'm starting to get a little bit more familiar with hitting the form correctly, now it's like my brain is starting to take me to, okay, so now how can I make it that much better for me? But at the same time, I want to just trust that the program is doing that for me.
And here's what's really cool. Do you mind me asking how many weeks into the app you are?
I'm 25 weeks.
Okay. Great. So this is what's fun. So you're through foundation and you've done the short on time system, or you're in that now, correct?
I did foundation repeat, and then now it's the quickie one.
So it's time to, like, to me, Like if you're not seeing the kind of change in your legs or I'm not sure we didn't really fully go into what your goals are there, but like I've swapped out of programs mid-program, but like I want to maximize your strength. I want to put more muscle here. I want to get stronger there. Like, but trust the program. Go through it, max it out, hit those reps, like really go through it before you start deviating. Because I think that's what I see a lot. People like, they're like, I don't know, I think I was going to add. I'm like, if you really work in this program, you're not going to have to add. You really won't.
Yeah, you don't need
but
to.
You have to see it, to know it, to believe it. And I think that's part of what happens. We're in a very TikTok universe and we want things faster. And that's just not how training in sports work. Like it just takes time to let our bodies make those adaptations.
Awesome. Thank you for the explanation. I appreciate it.
Love it. Of course. We are on a roll. So I'm just going to kind of keep going here a little longer. I know I made a promise of stopping, but we're just going to stick here. Lisa, I don't know if you're in the call, but you talked about, she was doing dumbbell bench press. Can I put my feet on the bench? Otherwise I have to get plates because I'm 5'4". So what she's basically expressing is, since Lisa's a little shorter and in normal bench press, if she tries to put her feet down, it's like her toes can touch, but her heels can't touch. And even though we're moving, whether it's a barbell or dumbbell up here, if our feet are not on the ground, if we don't have that relationship and connection with the ground, it's really easy to start wobbling on your bench, right? And if you've got an unstable foundation, it's going to take away from the work, which is that chest, arms, and back. Okay. So my recommendation, if you can get the plates, which what she's suggesting is like, you take like, who knew that was possible? Love everyone. I love everyone. Take plates, like your 45-pound or 35-pound plates, and put them on the floor in your bench. I'm trying to think if I could draw a picture for you guys, just to make it a little more clear, because this is a little abstract. And the one thing I don't have in my house is a bench. So this is a bench. Please, nobody make fun of my drawing. So this is a person. This is Lisa bench pressing. Okay, so she's lying on the bench. And so what I'm saying is, all we're going to do is she puts these two big plates on the ground, kind of under the bench, so her feet can actually touch the ground. Okay, Lisa, you look beautiful. So that is an offering for people that are just like, I'm not reaching the ground. Bring the ground to your feet. Lisa, you could bring your feet on the bench, but it will kind of deactivate your core and it's not going to be as strong of a position. So I would much rather have you guys have your feet connected to something on the ground or the ground. And if you squeeze your butt, you'll immediately feel your abs turn on and you'll be locked in. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing, oh, great suggestion in the chat, putting like little wood blocks under there. Great. Moving right through it. Oh, this is sweet. So by the way, this is a little pat on my back. I'm getting a lot of compliments from you guys on the videos that I did at Arnold's gym. We've been starting to plug them in the app. Guys, there's so much good information in these like how-to videos. So watch them, use them, and I'm glad my contributions have been helpful. Corey was wondering if I could walk you guys through a standing overhead dumbbell press and even seated. So what's really important, and I'll do a seated because the same rules apply for both. I want to make sure, when positionally speaking, the number one thing I want you to think about is where your elbows are pointed. So when you're doing an overhead press, a lot of times I see arms way out here. And if I'm here from the side, you can see I cannot actually see my elbows. They're out of my peripheral vision. But if I bring them in, the moment I see my elbows, I know I'm in the right spot. Pretty big difference, probably 20 degrees difference on each side. And you can see what it looks like from the front. So this is where I can't see my elbows on the sides, and now I can. So in a shoulder press, we want to make sure you've got this angle. And I like it for two reasons. Number one, you get way more tricep, way more lat, which I know we're pressing, but on the way down, the brakes are your lats. Really great way to work stability in lat, okay? So we're going to be here and we're going to press and we're going to come down. I see a lot of people also going too far. So I like to stay right about here where my dumbbells get maybe right around my ears. Yeah. And I press up and return, up and return. I never really go below to here. Okay. Same rules apply for standing. Everything is the same as far as my elbows are, but just really make sure you're squeezing your butt, because I see a lot of times this starts to happen because we lose that connection of our abs. And the number one way to keep our abs on is to keep our hips on. So I'm always squeezing my butt, which immediately turns my abs on. If you guys are standing at home, I'll do it right in front of the camera. This is me just hanging out. Moment I squeeze my butt, my abs turn on. And I'm not doing anything to my stomach, but it's just the moment I squeeze, it changes my pelvis and it stacks me right up for a great press. So just think about that. And anytime you're loading, if you turn your hips on, you're going to turn the rest of your body on. And what is the bridge between your upper body and your lower body? Your core. Cool. Oh, Ray, I'm so glad you like it. I know I'm a talker, but the fact that you guys love it and like can connect with all this, like I even see you guys practicing your presses. This makes me really happy. That was a form submission. Hold on. I did that one. Thanks for being patient, guys. There were just so many today, and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody's question. Okay, let's back out. This is just a brief question regarding programming, and I thought it was worth talking to you guys about. So, Metin, I don't know if you're on the call, but I know you're newer in the app. Welcome. I think you're in your second or third week. He was saying, I noticed some days the reps for given exercise drops. For example, push-ups could be 12 reps one day, then 8 the next. Do we ignore that and just continue to do as many reps as we can? Question one, the answer is no. There is a method to our madness, right? I always joke, it's not rocket science, but it is exercise science. And there is an undulation of reps and rep schemes very intentionally. So do the reps as prescribed to the best of your ability. I know push-ups can create some question marks because it's a body weight exercise, but if it says 8, stick with 8. If you want to make it harder, just slow down. Okay. Second question, I find that for some exercises, it's difficult to get to set one's limit. For example, hip raises, I slow down and hold it longer. It's not enough. How can I add weights for this? Is there anything else I can do? I'm loving the app. So that it sounds like, Metin, that you're in a body weight program foundation. And if it's feeling too easy for you, like you're not feeling challenged, it might be worth you popping into your settings and using a dumbbell program. I'm not sure what access to equipment you have, but there's like a full access gym. There's a dumbbell program. There's body weight. The way you're just talking sounds you're in the body weight program. Now, I warn you, if anybody stops and swaps to a new program, you go to the start. So like Metin, if you're 3 weeks into the foundation, it would start you back over, but at least you'd be in a place where you're feeling a little bit more challenged. But by the way, this is the time to figure it out. You joined the app, you're investigating what's working for you, and you're finding like, oh, I'm a bit stronger than I thought I was. Like that's a pretty neat destination to arrive at. So I would just say do that. And I also want to recommend to you, Metin, that there is a swap tab. So any exercise that feels like too easy or often too hard, you can hit the swap and see a suggested trade out an exercise. Okay, we just had an earthquake. Hold on. That was crazy. I'm okay. Happens all the time in LA. Sorry, I'm okay, but everything just
I didn't feel that one actually.
I'm
You
in
did- where
Oakland,
are you,
though.
Noah?
Didn't
I'm
feel
in Santa
anything.
Monica. Maybe that's why.
Oh, I'm in Hollywood. my whole doors would whoop, 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 but I don't know if you guys could feel it. That was weird. I was like, I'm either passing out or there's an earthquake.
That was
Okay.
When you look behind you, your palm trees all waving. I'm like, maybe the storm is really hitting hard.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, Cece, I was like, yeah, yes. So sorry, guys, I'm back. She's back.
That is so LA.
People run into the store for a Swiffer.
Yeah, but I run out the door with that into my doorway. Okay, Barnaby had a question regarding the difference between a stiff leg deadlift and an RDL. So this is something we've gone over before, and I'll go over a million more times. Okay, there's two. They both are great exercises for posterior chain, which means backside of your body. But the number one difference is the amount of flexion or bend in your knee. So whether you have a barbell or a dumbbell, but I'll use the Swiffer because it's easier. An RDL is a much greater bend. Okay. So my goal is to push my hips backwards and as far as I can go towards that door. And when I do that, I get to maybe my knees or just below my knees. I'm feeling hamstring and a ton of glutes, and I drive up. Okay, again, full speed. It's right here. Now, this is an RDL or a Romanian deadlift. A stiff leg deadlift is with just a, what I would say, micro bend in your knees, and you're almost going straight down. So you can see my hips are almost still vertical, and it's far more, it's a much greater stimulus on your hamstrings. Now, this is where your load will lighten, and you might be able to go a little further in your shin, but that is a stiff leg, whereas an RDL is probably like another 15 degrees of flexion in your knee. Okay, that's the biggest thing. So play with it. Take a medium set of weights, play with both positions, and you will feel the difference. Let's see. Just, I think, two more questions. Scott uploaded a video. Let's see. I can answer that then. Ben of a Rose, I know that. High pulls video. Okay. I think I'm going to take on these last two questions and we'll get to form checks because all the other questions were about form checks that were submitted. So there were actually two questions in the comments specifically about core development. Now, Laura, and I don't know if you're here, honey, shared that she has some stomach issues that often results in like bloating and some distension of the abdomen. She goes, I have what I call a baby belly. So she's saying it's almost like a beer belly, but starts much higher. Anyway, I found that ab exercises can make it more pronounced, especially when I'm having a flare up. I'm guessing what I'm seeing is muscle with a too deep layer of fat. I just need to be patient because I want to lose. So there's a couple things here. We've talked about, if you guys didn't see my article from 2 weeks ago, the myth of bulk. Often when people feel bulky, it's because they're carrying a layer of energy or fat on their body that needs to be used. Fat is just energy stored to take care of you. Some of us have more energy stored than others. And so when we start to feel bulky, it's usually because we're in a surplus of that energy. Okay, that's why that nutrition tracker we have is such a helpful indicator of where our calories are going and where we're short and where we're going over. It's an indicator for you to start to navigate your plates as you go through the day. What I see, Laura, I appreciate your honesty. She's like, I know I have some fat to lose. So yes, part of this distension could be fat, and part of this distension could be some of what you're going through with your stomach. But what I can help you guys with, because there's another person talked about herniations. There's another person that talked about the shape her stomach was making. So you guys have to remember, and I might have to take you on the floor for this one. When I see a lot of crunching, I see a lot of pushing out, and my stomach is hard right now. Pushing out when they do abs. And by the way, you can see the shape I'm making with my stomach. So if you're going to create with that kind of outward flexion, how do I say this? Your body forms in the shape that you work it in, right? So if I'm pushing, I'm going to create muscle pushing that way. But if I crunch with a exhale, pulling my abs in and up, and I'll show you guys, pulling my abs in and up, right? We want to scoop, not a push, okay? And it can be very tough to find that sometimes, especially if in Laura's case, she's got some indigestion issues going on. If you've had a child, sometimes it's just our time of the month for the girls. It's like a black hole. You're like, I can't really feel what's happening here. So, but the key is this, what I like to do when I do that, when I do abs and I try to feel it, let me see if I can get the right angle here. Here we go, guys. So what I try to do, you can see there's some space underneath my back. When I do any kind of core work, and I tend to start my day, we've got the warm-up set up. I always think about this position. So think about number one, can I start to tilt my pelvis towards the ground? And I'm reaching my lower back, like right where my sacrum, my lower back meet. That's what I'm looking for, down there. Not my mid back where I'm rounded, but just that little 2-inch space where my lower back and my sacrum meet. So that's number one. That's how I start to put my pelvis in the right place. And then from here, even a little crunch, I pull in and up, right? In and up as I exhale versus pushing out. Can everybody see the difference? Right? So instead of crunching and pushing, I'm using my abs to pull me in and up. And it is something that if you're just like a bicep or your quad, your abs have strengths and weaknesses. So there might be 20 crunches. Guys, anybody do the double crunch in the foundation? Man, I was weak. Yes.
Pain.
What?
Pain. It's painful. And
it's painful, yeah. But so what we do, just like any other set, like if you're doing the double crunch, like you're this, get connected here and kind of come up. You might get to 3 or 4 and be like, I'm out. I don't have any more strength without pushing up. So then what I would recommend you to do is do a set of 2 to 3 the correct way, take a small break, do a couple more, do a small break, and start to chip at the set. Because the reality is that shape that you're feeling, Laura, is in part the way you're pushing your abdomen out versus pulling in and up. And what will really help everybody is when you breathe out like you're blowing out your birthday candles. When you do that, and you can sit it right now, I'm going to put the screen, hold on, down here by my core, and you should do it right now while you're watching me. Look at what my stomach does. Your diaphragm loops around. And when you blow, like your birthday candles are in front of you, it helps you integrate that muscle and the muscle, so your diaphragm and the muscle around it to come in. So if you're like, I don't really know how to make that shape, start with your breath and go slow. I think a lot of times abs for me, they're almost like flossing my teeth. I'm like, oh, they're at the end of the workout. I don't really feel like them. Chip away, take them more seriously, do 2 to 3 at a time. I'm seeing you're laughing, but it's the truth. So start with your breath. I hope that's a good start. I know it's a little tough to teach that kind of specificity over a call, but I hope that makes sense to you guys, and I hope that helps you guys. Oh, Emily, yeah, everyone, by the way, everybody has to do this. John, thank you for that compliment. That makes me feel better. Okay, good. And the other thing I will say, range of motion will come. Don't worry about getting all the way up. I'd rather have you feel the connection, right? Each, like 2 reps at a time, 3 reps at a time, then you trying to get all the way, feeling it in your neck, feeling in your lower back, and not really getting it. Just take your time with your abs like you would take your time with your squats, because it's a big deal, okay? Let me think. I think we're on to form checks. I'm going to answer one more question that came up in the tab. This is something that I was thinking of ending with, but I actually think it's a really good one to talk about now because talking about the feeling around even just abs, it's like it can be really easy to feel defeated when you're like, man, I'm working towards something. And Matt's comment was like, I'm kind of feeling emotionally drained, trying to constantly push myself and what's next for every workout. So here's what I'll say. He goes, I approach every workout trying to get one more rep or 5 pounds more than I did last time. I have 2 questions. Well, question 1, over time, I feel like this is emotionally draining and it's an early sign of overtraining. How might you suggest I manage this while still showing up consistently to push myself? So this is the beauty of having a coach. This is the beauty of having programming from what we have at the pump. We have done the thinking for you. The sets and reps are in place. There's no need to add all these reps every time. And there are some days, Matt, that you're going to be able to add 5 pounds, and there'll be other days that you'll be 10 below where you were the week before. That has to do with season, time of week, time of your day. That has to do what's going on in your life. And as I started this call with Nancy's questions about your RPE, your body really doesn't know the difference if it's 150 or 160. It just knows that you're working hard. And that is all that matters. So perhaps remove some of the emotional baggage around the number and just say, what feels like a 9 or 10 for me today? And for me, I will tell you, week to week, that changes. So I often don't even look at the numbers on the bar. I do the work, and until I've done the set, then I'll log it. Because I too like to chase. Well, I did 160 last week. I've got to do 165. No. So that's number 1. And number 2, adaptation takes longer than a week to week jump. I think in the beginning, it's really easy to see change and gains, but it's almost like a tube of toothpaste. We've had this, like in the beginning of a toothpaste tube, it's really easy to get the toothpaste out, but the closer you get to the end of the tube, right, the longer you're training, the harder it is to get those last bit of gains. So think of it like that. Be patient and give your body time to adapt so you're not giving yourself an emotional strain, an expectation for yourself. And I'd rather have you chase the RPE than an actual number week to week, okay? On your second, this is a great question as a former athlete. I find it challenging to apply this approach, right, when a lift shows up at different times in the workout. For example, my deadlift capacity is greater if I have it first versus if I have it following squats. Yeah, this is a good app. It's all on purpose. We are intentionally, Matt, putting other big movements together to challenge you. So now you're working under a level of fatigue, and that's going to hit you in a different way, stimulus-wise. So it's meant to happen. Don't judge the difference in the weights. Just know there will be a difference. And sometimes that's all you need to know to train really hard through the set. Like, for instance, I was doing really heavy cleans today, and I decided to put a bike sprint in front of it. I'm going to tell you, a bar that is usually very easy for me, I really struggled with. And I was like, cool, because that really pushed me, and it was a different stimulus. So just trust it, be excited about it, and be a little gentler to yourself, because it sounds like you're a really hard worker. You wouldn't ask these questions if you weren't a hard worker. It just sounds like we need to just give yourself a little more space for what is what true training is, which is, there's a kind of concurrent adaptation that kind of happens over time. So just be good to yourself. Okay. Thank you for these questions. They've been all so amazing. Okay. I am going into form checks. I already have my screen ready to go. Okay. We're starting with Kate. I know you're on the call. Yes, here we go. It looks like a goblet squat. Let's see what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Kate, you're on the call. What kind of shoes you wearing, girl? Take your time. I see you unmuting. While you're finding the unmute button. So what I'm noticing, there's a little bit of movement in your feet, and I'd like that to kind of lock in. I'd like you to have a little more relationship. Your toes also feel very turned out. So what I'd like you to do, I love where your knees are going, but have your toes a little bit more forward as you do this. And Kate, it looks like you're holding the weight like this, like kind of like this. I like a goblet hold. I think this might be nicer for you. So you see your palms are touching, and then I grip right on top of it, and then I place it right on my body. So it's a little further away, which is why I think it's slightly pulling your upper body down. Oh, good, you're unmuted. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, I understand. Yes.
Great. And then what kind of sneakers are these? Are they running shoes or are they?
They're running shoes, but they're Hokas, but they're a thin sole.
Okay. I love Hokas. I'm obsessed with them. I tend not to weight train in them because they're designed for like running and reaction. So I'd almost rather have you kick those off when you do the squats. So there's less movement. Yeah.
What's going to happen if I drop the weight on my toes?
You're not going to drop the weight, number one. And by the way, that hook is not going to save your toe. If you're wearing steel-toed boots, I'd say you're right. So yeah, let's change your hand position. I mean, and by the way, now as I'm watching, you are wobbling a little bit in the beginning, and then you lock in with your feet. So if you do feel better with those shoes, just make sure you grip the ground with those toes. If you turn your feet on, I think you'll be more stable. So weight a little closer, toes a little bit more inward, and this looks pretty good. And I'm actually really liking your depth. You're right above parallel. I think this will improve as you continue to lift. Yeah.
Okay, so I thought I was bending forward too much. So
only a little,
okay.
But you're looking pretty darn good. I would just say get that weight right on your chest. I put it right on me. Make it a part of your body. Yeah. Wonderful. You bet. Look at the editing from Gabriel. So kind of like I described in the beginning, he's going very low. I don't mind the dumbbells touching, but it's a little lower than I need. But see how forward your elbows are, Gabe? I would like to say a little bit more wide. So instead of, you've almost gone too narrow. And from the side, there's a bit of an arch here. So I'd love you to squeeze your butt and it will connect your abs to your core a little bit better. This is great range. I like the separation in your feet. I just think we should open up your elbows a little more and squeeze your tush so we take a little bit of that arch out. You'll see your number go up if you do that. Ian, let's see. Dope shirt, buddy. So we're looking at 375 on a dead, and this is a PR for him. Looks like a trap bar too.
And no, it was conventional.
Oh, it's conventional. You're just really tall. Okay. Is this a double?
I tried.
Oh. You're like, hey, yeah, okay, this is awesome. Here's where I want to go back. Let's go to your first one. By the way, I feel like your belt needs to be tighter, right?
Okay.
I see it moving around because what we want you to be able to push into the belt. So I like this start This is gorgeous. First movement, we lose a little back. Not the end of the world. Still losing low back. But then it starts to come up. So I actually think your hips are in the right place. How tall are you?
6'1".
Yeah. Listen, man, it's like you got a lot of length, but this looks great. I'm really actually pretty impressed. But even on the way down, let's see if that straightens out. Look at, yeah. This is a pretty strong lift, man. I think that this is like, you're going to get stronger in that midsection to build a better bridge. I mean, 375 is no joke. I'm wondering if we can create a little bit more barbell tension, right? To keep your lats, because you really want your lats tucked in and connected. Your lats go all the way down to your lower back. So if we can get that going a little bit more locked in so that your shoulders, I mean, and by the way, your shoulders and hips do rise at the same time. We just lost some of that back tension. But you should feel really proud of this. This is a big deal. It's a really big deal.
Good.
And I love that you went for a double.
Yeah, well, it was during my set. It was the same thing that the Ketch just did. It was I had to do 3, and I got close on the first set with 3 at 160, so 160 kilos that is. And then I thought, I'll stuff it. I'm going to go for my PR. I was feeling good, and
it's great. You had to go for it. But that's the beauty of something like that, because sets like that literally work you up perfectly for a PR. And I got to kudos for trying for the double. I mean, it's funny. Like it does. You do get it up, but you can see your weight just transferred a little bit forward. That's all. I just think your glutes were toast. Your backside was toast. You was like, bleh. So ring that bell. Good for you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Another Ian. Ian's setup is so cool. Wow. I think you always listen to Prodigy too. Let's see. Oh, this is a close grip bench. So this is a more narrow grip on the bar that hits a different part of your chest and a little bit more tricep. Wow. It's like you're born to bench, Ian. Great. Notice how none of his body's wobbling around. His hips are not moving. His abs are on. Nice big stretch on his back. His shoulder blades are connected. I mean, Ian, I literally have no notes. That looked awesome. Go up and wait. Great job. Front squat. Okay, so he's got his heels a little raised up. We've been working on the squat for a while. Oh, that's gorgeous, dude. Did you send in a question about your front squats? Let me look. This is great. You totally staying locked in. Your elbows are vertical. Guys, this is why you send in submission videos for form checks. Ian has been sending in videos for months, ever since we started. And look he's been taking the feedback and he's turned it into gorgeous lifts. I mean, I feel useless. I'm just going to be your cheerleader, Ian. Great job, man. You guys look awesome. Not to mention lean, strong. What else is there? Okay. All right, Hanna, let's see what we're working on. It's a little tough. It looks maybe like a squat. Oh, it's a Smith squat. I see. Mm-hmm. So notice how she did one squat and then kind of moved her feet. I don't mind that. Like part of these positions are finding your way that day. And she could tell immediately when she went down, her feet were too close, which is exactly what I saw in her setup. She moved out her feet a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Second one looks a little better. So Hanna, let's get your eyes up a little bit more. And I think we need to widen your stance too. So something that happens to all of us, and I'm going to just show us right here. If our feet are a little bit too close, like Hannah's are, it gives our knees only one direction to go, and that's forward, which is not going to allow us to get the full use of our legs and our butts. And so, Hanna, my adjustment to you is I want your eyes, first of all, to go up. Guys, where your eyes go, your body follows. So it's going to change the entire posture of her squat by just lifting her eyes. That's number one. Number two, if we can open up your stance a little bit and trust your hips to load backwards, you'll be able to load your hips between your knees a little bit better, and your knees will go out. So let's open your stance, eyes up, and then send in another video. This is a great start though, girl. Oh, and it's the same video. Okay, here we go. Okay. These look like lunges, body weight. Forward is always harder to me than backward, in my opinion. Love how you are correcting your balance as you went along. So one thing I want to point out, this is a really great position. I think sometimes what happens with body weights, it's easy to look around. I want you to find a spot either right in front of you on the floor that you're locked in on, and also a spot here where your foot goes. Sometimes this is a carpet, put a piece of tape down. I'll put my water bottle right in front of where I want my foot to go. So I have a clear target and I can replicate it when I'm going side to side. If anybody is doing the front lunges and they really get off balance, feel free to hit one side first, then the other. Sometimes that helps kind of grooving the body pattern on one side before swapping. This looked really good to me. And I also see how heel is coming up, shoulders dipping over to the left side. So my dear, really keep your feet active. When you guys keep your feet on, it creates great arch support and it turns your glutes on. So all we need to do is activate that foot, which is a gentle squeeze of your toes in your shoe, almost like you're gripping your socks with your feet, and it will actually straighten you out and give you some really good balance. And then let's see the other side. We drop down. I want to commend you on your position. I'm not quite sure your name. It says maybe Ema D. I really want to commend this hip position. The knee is behind the hip. Beautiful work. That's exactly what we want. The shin is vertical, and then the back knee is behind the hip. This is exactly the shape we want. So very well done. Just keep those feet active and your eyes in the same spot. And I think you're going to love how your body starts to feel in those. This is Daniel. Got to be a dead. Okay, great. So I immediately see great raw strength. I like that dead stop. I would like to see, Daniel, let's bring your feet a little closer. Let's see, let's get to here. Yeah, this looks a little wide. I would say just a half inch or an inch on each side, because what we do want is we want your hands right next to your knees, like the way that his elbows and knees are kind of kissing. That's what we want. But if we bring our feet together just slightly, I think that's going to be a better position. And I liked how you were kind of dead stopping. Yeah. That's my only note. Bring your feet in a little bit and let's go heavier. Great job, Daniel. Perhaps a back squat. So I'm not sure, Daniel, if you're doing this for the camera, but guys, always face in on the rack. It's just whenever you're done with the set, it's easier to load the bar when you're done forward than backwards, just as from a safety perspective. Mm-hmm. Range will come in time. I actually like our foot position. And Daniel, I really want you thinking about reaching. We've talked about this before. You want to reach. It's not just your knees over your toes. You want to reach from your groin. I think what's happening is we're just struggling. You're kind of out of space here, and you want to drop 3 inches, probably 3 or 4 inches lower. So I'm not sure how long you've been in the app. This is a great, great place to be at in your squat, but we want to keep driving lower. So I wouldn't go heavier in weight, but I would work that full range of motion as you continue to work in the app. It's classic, it's the classic Daniel Ketch story. He kept putting weight on, and he had to strip it down and restart it from the right position. Okay, Jamie's got a front squat on deck. This looks like he's got pretty good load going. Nice. I hope you guys can all see the contrast in his body. You can see him fighting up as much as he's controlling that descent down. His feet are planted, his knees are tracking over those toes. He's taking his time in between reps. He's not rushing right back down. Gorgeous. Ooh, gross set. Oh, Jamie, good job. So he's getting a little tired, and what's fun is when you guys start to get tired, it probably feels like you're moving a lot more slowly than you are. But this is he's like the perfect elevator ride. Yep. See how he's taking breaths at the top? That's smart. So you can I always breathe at the top. I take a beat, I retake my breath in. Oh, great. Gosh, Jamie, that was just fun to watch. Good set. One thing I want to offer you, Jamie. Let me pause this. One thing I want to offer everybody, front squats get hard, right? And I saw Jamie more and more. You kind of saw this position. He was just really struggling from the side. He's kind of like really pushing his throat into the bar. And it's the only exercise I've ever passed out on, lifting heavy, because I was pushing the bar into my carotid artery. And I was like, what? Went down. So just know you can still drive the bar up and have every bit of effort that Jamie just had. And all I do is I take my chin and I tuck it back like a dresser drawer. So instead of like pushing forward, I tuck my chin back and you could see the bars off my throat. It doesn't touch it at all. So when I get into my front rack, I get my neck on and I'm ready to go. I take a breath. I pull my neck off the bar and I give myself a quadruple neck, but I keep my airways and blood flow completely unscathed. And I drive like this, just a little bit like that. I am super curious to hear what Coach Nick does. Like I always think about him ripping his beard off. So I'm wondering what Nick's position is on that. But just think about that, Jamie, because that looked amazing. I hope like the fight, the set, and what was so fun about what Jamie's video was for a gift for all of us is that is a great set. You saw the first reps look smooth, the middle reps look like work. The last 3 or 4 reps, that guy was fighting. And that's what you want. You want that expression of your body. You want that effort. And that's the aim. And by the way, I also want to say, we, including me, do not start there. Anybody that's newer to strength training or newer to loading, it takes time to find that kind of body confidence and perseverance mentally holding those shapes. It's like, oh man, like it's not, you don't go from like, hey, I'm working with like, curls and now I'm in a front squat and like, It's like it doesn't, it's the leap's not that quick. So just know, but like what Jamie did took him time to get there. You will get there. And it comes through really being in those situations, being under those loads, and pushing further. To be honest, I started to find a lot of body confidence in pushing past those kind of what I thought were destinations for reps and realizing I had more, but in safer positions for me mentally. So like I would really go nuts on curls or triceps or a seated leg extension because it's like no matter if I fail, I felt like I had a very safe dismount. So I got to really get familiar with my body on some what I would say safer situations for me mentally, so I could practice that on a bigger barbell lift. So anybody that's like, I'm not front squatting quite like that, but I do have curls and presses in my workout this week, start to play with that feeling because you're the only one that's living in your body and you're the only one that knows that limit. Okay. Oh, Garrett, I totally agree with you. You've been so sweet. I've been seeing all your little markers tonight and all your reactions. It is a life lesson. So just you're the one that decides, but you've got to practice that. I call it exposure therapy. It's like you're exposing yourself to harder things in the gym. Same thing with life. Okay. Jamie, great job. Thanks for being such a great person here. Are these push-ups, Amelie? Are you here? Oh.
Hi, I'm here.
Yes. Oh, your socks and shirt match. Okay.
I tried to correct my phone.
Oh, yes, your hands. Yes. Great
I
position, girl. Okay. I obsessed her. This is what's pretty. I only have one adjustment for you, and I know you're going to love it. But hold on.
Yeah.
Look at how her chest is down and her quads are not. She's actually floating. This is like Houdini stuff. That's what you want. Ideally, in a push-up, can your chest go down and your quads stay up? So you're still working that a little bit. Quads are slightly touching. It's totally fine. This is legit, and I love the push-up position. Are you feeling stronger with your hands a little lower?
It's more difficult for now because I was doing it with my shoulder before, so it's...
So sometimes when you change the position, it feels foreign. You're like, it's actually harder now, but you're going to learn to engage bigger muscles that way. So yes, yes, yes. One thing I want to point out, because I'm the same way, I'm going to go here. Look at the way when you extend your arms, look what you do to your elbows. So this right here is a complete range of motion. This is perfect. Look at your elbow in the next frame.
Yeah, they're going back.
Mm-hmm. So I want full range, but with someone like you and frankly me, I have very hyperextendy elbows. My straight is just a micro bend before my lockout. So you're locking out. What I would challenge you to do is keep a micro bend in that elbow.
Okay.
And it will keep the tension in your body and your tricep. So it's just having that little bit of bend, even though you are fully locked out and you can see it the frame before. Look at it.
Yeah.
Make sense? It's small. And by the way, when you're getting fatigued, you'll have some lockouts like that. It's not a big deal. I just think it's a fun layer to add as you're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. You're like, oh yeah, fun. All right, Andre, here we go. Yep. Rolling the bar to shins. Oh, are we working at what are we? Oh, this is stiff leg. I'm like, that looks really light. What's going on? Okay, I'm here now. I'm here now.
Stiff leg.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I mean, you could even go a little straighter on your knees, sadly.
Yeah, I was
It's
thinking
so hard.
of the bend. Yeah.
By the way, I want to just say publicly, I hate stiff leg deadlifts. I hate them. They're so hard. But this is so, I see you're kind of in a hybrid. See how this is a little bit more RDL than stiff.
Yeah,
Just
I was
a little.
thinking about that. Yeah.
That's okay. This is great. I like your foot position. I like the posture in your back. I like where your shoulders are. I like the breath. I like the music you're playing. Just straighten your knees a little more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I felt them funky, but yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, you're right there. You're right there. I'm glad you submitted it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Barbell lunges. Okay, Andy, great control, great position. I think you're stepping just a touch too far. You're biting off a little bit too much because of the way you're returning. You're like pausing. So maybe, like I said, chalk line, because it looks like you're in a garage. Chalk line or something, a piece of tape, just 1 inch more shallow. And you're going to get more of your glutes involved. This is a bit quad heavy. Nothing's wrong. I'm just being nitpicky.
Okay. So just a hair shorter then.
Do you see what I'm saying? You're extending and
Yeah,
you're kind of having
I
to
do.
shove to get back.
Yep. And
You're gonna,
it wears me out,
yeah.
honestly, trying to get back into position sometimes. So
Yeah,
or
no.
back
And
up.
so
Yeah.
again, this is the three bears: too hot, too cold, just right. Play with it
Mhm.
next time. Like step a foot shorter, and then be like, oh yeah, I'm cramped. Too far. Find your in between, but then mark it. That's the one thing with lunges for me.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo, so I start to overthink. I put a mark down. That's it.
Got it.
And then
Good
I
idea.
know I'm in the right spot and I don't have to think about it. Because what's going to happen is because you're a little overextended, like the weight will suffer. And I'd rather have you be a little bit more in control of the step out and load the bar more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Great submission, man. Great to see you again, by the way.
Thanks.
Okay. Shandy's doing barbell bench. I can't see her legs, but I can tell she's in the right position. So she's pinching those shoulder blades together. Her butt's on. And why can I tell? Because her abs are on. She's got this lovely little arch here. She's tilted the right way. Takes a breath. Takes it off the rack. Yes. She's bringing it right to the bottom of her bra line, chest line. That's perfect. And she's doing this perfect barbell trajectory, which is driving up and gently over the eyes. A lot of times we see people, Nick and I see people go straight up, which is actually kind of pushing down. This is great, Sandy.
Yay.
Again, another person that's been submitting form checks for months, and I see it paying off. This is beautiful.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, next step is more weight and ask one of those guys for a spot.
Yeah.
That's the way you got to break through. Say it again.
I said it's scary underneath there without somebody.
I understand. So there's that cute guy with the little ponytail. Just ask somebody, be like, will you just get your hands on me over here? Would you just, because that's the thing, like I train a low sometimes and it's like, I just need someone there so I can attempt it. And those are those last few reps that really will get you to where I know you're trying to go. Cause you're on this cusp with these weight amounts. Yeah.
Well, thanks. Thanks so much.
Awesome. I'm so proud of you. Great job, man. Oh. All right, Robert. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I remember. Gorgeous. I'm going to pause it for a second. So Robert, this is one of the questions came through was regarding Robert's video. Lately I've been progressing in weight. I can deadlift, yay! But I've not been as happy about the way my upper back handles these heavier loads, specifically in this bent over row. I'm really trying to focus on this to strengthen my upper back and support my deadlifts. So this looks great. It's ironically, some of these bent over rows, even my deadlift teacher, he puts these in my programming because what does this look like to everybody? A deadlift, right? So it's an isometric hold, which is a fancy word for he's holding a loaded position in what deadlift form is. And then we're working this barbell. So Robert, this looks great. You're actually in the perfect position. This is exactly where I would coach you into it. And even as you're getting more tired, I mean, you're getting a little bit into your trap, which is absolutely normal and a good thing for any deadlifter. If you wanted, Robert, you could redirect a little bit more towards your hips. You're kind of going belly button. If you could pull towards hips, you'll get a little bit lower into your lat. But this looks like a great set. And you know, I don't know how tall you are. You talked about, you said these heavier loads that you're feeling in your back. This is going to help you. Yeah. Yeah, I see. I don't really have a lot of notes. I think you're doing all the right stuff, man. Mm-hmm. Can you guys see what we've got from Ben? You guys, you can kind of see how there's almost the slight mirroring curve. Usually when I see this, it means your abs aren't on as well as they could be. Ben, what I'd like to see is I'd like you to see you drop your hips towards the front, and I'd like you to bring your rib cage towards the back. So you could put me full screen, Noah. Thank you. So Ben, instead of this, I want you like this. Abs are off. Abs are on from the front. Abs are off. Abs are on. And this is something I'm even playing with in my own RDLs. I realized I was flaring out, by the way, abs disconnected, butt flaring out. And you know where I felt my RDLs? In my back. And finally, I just said, wait a second. Can I keep my abs and my rib cage connected? So I just did this, and I held this position, and I did my RDL. Now I don't feel my low back at all, and I only feel my glutes and hamstrings. So Ben, just think about connecting your abs. And it feels like you're going to do this. You're not hunching your shoulders forward. You're just connecting your abs and your rib cage together. Teeny tiny cue, big difference. Your range of motion looked good. You had control of the barbell, so the dumbbells. I love all of this, but just I want to see you stacked, okay? All right, Neta, let's see. Are we benching? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm seeing, weights, if I'm going to be really picky, I'll take them down 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches, just a little lower, Neta, because they're a little bit, what happens is they're here and they start to drift. And once then we're into our shoulders and our traps. So I love this. I'd like to see your butt a little tighter. And also, when we saw Sandy bench press, we saw her take a second, and it's almost easier to me with a barbell because your hands on the bar and you can kind of inch your shoulders back behind the bar and get those shoulder blades together. With dumbbells, it is a little tougher. So what I'd like to see is all the way back here, Neta, when you kick up, you're right here. You start at the top. Take a moment. Everybody that has dumbbells, get your shoulders connected and down. So now you're basically benching off that support posture. And I don't see that here. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, I'm going to show you guys once. We've done this before, but it's worth it. So like if I'm dumbbell benching, pretend you guys are my bench, right? I kick it up. I've got the weights in front of me, and I basically inch my shoulders together. And now I'm here versus what it looks like, Neta, you're doing. You're kind of relaxed on the bench and you're moving, which is good, but it changes the position. I'd rather have you a little bit, your rib cage a little arched up and going into your pec more. If you see it, it's a great shot. It's a golden shot in pumping iron. Arnold's doing these beautiful dumbbell flies, and you see his rib cage expand and stretch. It's just like, man, this guy is not leaving a fiber of muscle untouched. And so part of what we saw Sandy do really beautifully is she got a rib cage in that position. So when she bends, she could get a really good chest expression. So Neta, when you're doing this, same thing. It's just take a little walk, get those shoulder blades together behind you, and it will help. Okay, Ben's doing a close grip bench.
Hi, Jen. Yes, that's the close grip.
Hi, babe. Okay, good.
And there will be different angles.
Oh, there will? Okay, great.
So I told my mom, okay, you can move aside.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, great. Oh, your kids are watching. Good. This is awesome. Good job, Mom. Oh, yeah. How do you feel about your hand position?
I think they are too close.
Yeah, I was going to say, just a smidge, man. So you guys can see it. That's why I mentioned it, but I wanted him to make, like, you guys are in charge about it, but that point is what I saw. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a little close, the way you're having to compensate with your elbows to make that happen. So maybe put it right at the lines where the gritty part and the smooth part meet. That might be better for you, because you do want to be narrow, right? That's the whole point of close grip bench. It's going to hit your chest differently and your triceps differently. But maybe this is just this would be like a great pullover position or tricep extension position, but I think it's too close for close grip.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to put my thumbs together, and that would be the width of my hands. But then it doesn't feel comfortable at all. It's really too close.
I know, man. I think we used to do that in high school. We're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it works. I think it was like an old measurement. But I also like, your body is so different now. And like another like upgrade of lifting is like you start to like change the shape. You start to like take up a little bit more space differently. So I just think your anatomy requires a little bit wider of a hold there. Yeah, this is great, man. Really, really good. There's a couple other videos, right, from you today? Yeah.
That's a front squat.
Okay. I like that your mom's videotaping you. It's great. I want everyone to notice how he steps in with his feet side by side. He loads under with 2 feet, then stands up. Exactly what we want. Ooh. Oh, yeah, you came out. I saw it. Keep your feet on, Ben. You fixed it, but you went to your heels for a second. Incredible bar speed. Oh. Now this is an obstacle course. I love it. I love that your kids are in the gym with you. I was always with my parents. Come on. Oh, good set. Yep. Only thing, Ben, you just have to get tired. Take a beat at the top, man. Just like slow down a little bit and like recomposite. Like, you know what I mean? Like reset before you drop again. Because I actually think if you took just some minute pauses in between the reps, I really think you'd be able to go heavier.
And I don't know why, but my hands, my fingers, they unclutch. Like they tend to unclutch. So that's the reason why I stopped there. Because otherwise they would have just unclutched from the barbell.
You mean they fly off? Did you guys see Nick's video? We posted on Instagram with the wraps.
Yeah.
It could be something worth trying. Could be something worth trying for you.
Okay.
The review without Instagram, it's also on YouTube. So.
Oh, thank you, Noah. Yeah, so we have an Arnold's Pump Club YouTube, and Coach Nick takes us through 2 options. And if that position just feels like what it sounds like Ben is saying is like he doesn't feel secure. And that's not a place to operate from when you're moving heavier weight. And so for him, he's like, I feel like my hands are going to slip off. And if that happens, obviously, it's going to change a lot of his ability to load and to train. And so Nick showed another way to use like basically a strap so you can use the handle. So that could be an option. I think based on the way I've seen you move, you're going to have you're going to enjoy keeping your hands on the bar more than anything. Are you using 2 fingers or are you using more? Oh, I can't see your hands.
I tried with 2, and with 2, I feel it's more comfortable with 3 fingers.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to think, what do I do? I think I'm a 2er. I don't think I only use 2. But try it out. But
I'm
I don't want you to. Yeah, and part of it's just time. I mean, like front squats are hard, man, and they're cool.
It's pretty early. It's pretty new for me, the front squat. So
how new for you when you say that? Like a year?
No, not even. No. It's really like I think it's maybe the 4th or 5th time that I'm doing front squat.
Fantastic. I've been front squatting for probably 25 years. And I'm like, I kind of like those guys now. Like it takes some time to like really warm up to them. And so I am just so used to that position. I'm like, I have clients that are like, oh, doesn't it hurt your hands? Doesn't it hurt your neck? I'm like, I feel like I'm in a cozy sweater with a barbell on my neck. I am so used to it. So you'll get there. Don't overthink it, but maybe really work. It sounds funny, but use those ramp up workup sets for you as a way to really get your hands ready too, right?
Yeah.
And there was also another video that we posted. It will be on Instagram and YouTube where Nick shows like opening up like your lats and on your triceps. That could be a great thing for you going into this day as well. Because if we get more length in here, it'll take some pressure off up here. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, one more. We're deadlifting.
Gonna be an SDL, but I tried to lift the first time as a deadlift.
Well, to be honest, what I would do, yep. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Your shorts covered up a little bit, but yeah, I can see. Andre, you can see that he's a little straighter than you here, can't you? And I also like that you do a stretch grip. That to me is the way to go. One thing you can do, Ben, is lower your J hooks in here and pick up your SDL off of the rack. That's how I train them. So guys, like put the J hooks, like if you have a rack, lower, put your barbell there, then load, and all you have to do is take it off the rack versus deadlifting, then repositioning, and then going into your SDLs or RDLs. I do it all off the rack because I'm a snob. So I don't want to waste energy on something I'm not supposed to do. Yeah, but that was great. I'm really also impressed with your bar speed today. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Okay, this is perfect, Berj. This is a high pull form. This is I submitted form checks. This is his first form check videos ever, guys. So little kudos for our man here. He would like insight on the high pulls. I'm not really sure which muscles I should be feeling more. I kind of feel everything, which is not great mind to muscle connection. Any advice? Raise your hand if you can relate. We have all been in that position when you're like, I don't know, everything just feels tired. So that's called great effort. Let's take a look. Okay. I see. Okay, this says light. So I'm already noticing it is all say light and this is heavy. Okay. So both the form, both my suggestions have to do with the same thing. I want you to look at how wide your hands are. So this is more of a bench press with than it would be a high pull with. So think about high pulls the way you would your deadlifts, whereas your feet are shoulder width apart, which you're about there, maybe a little wide, and your hands should drop down right outside your legs or your shins on the bar. So I'm going to kind of show you that really quickly so you can get a visual on that, Berj. And I hope I'm saying your name right. It's Berj, Berj, baby. If you're here, please correct me.
It's Berj, but yeah,
Berj.
I'll go with whatever.
Well, I'm from Chicago and I just butcher everyone's name. So Berj, great. Okay. So you're grabbing like out here to make it happen, which is forcing you into only one position, which I think why you're like, I can't really tell where I'm supposed to be feeling this. But if you're doing it with the right distance, like I'm standing feet hip width, right? This is where I do my high pull from. So like if you're pulling from the ground like this, hands are right outside my shins. Can you see it? Right? They're literally right next door. Okay. So with the high pull, I'm here and I'm going to drive and come straight up. And so what I'm looking for is a little bit more vertical spine up top, whereas you're wider and you're pulling into here. So what I would like us to do is lower the weight a little bit. And when it comes to, I'm trying to think how I want to back this up. It looks like as prescribed, they're just prescribed as high pulls with like a barbell, right? So I would either take it off your rack or hold it here. And so I kind of showed you from the floor because that's a step up. But I actually, now that I'm correcting myself because I'm thinking, oh, I think this is just truly like a bodybuilding high pull. If you're too wide, you're going to get turned inward. So I'd rather have you start here. So position one, if you put your thumbs and you can touch your thighs, try that distance for me, okay? And pull here. This might still be too wide for you. I actually like to go a little inside my shoulder girdle in order to pull. It's a better pathway. This is so much more natural, more narrow. So what I think I'd like you to do is pick up your bar, empty bar, and have your thumbs touch your thighs. And you're like, okay, this is like station one. And then let's move in like 1 inch. Like maybe even just just have your thumbs touch your thighs and try this distance, because your elbows, you want to stay above the barbell. And what will start to happen if it's too heavy or you're too wide, you turn into sad kitty, right? Or you hunch over to fix it, which is what you are doing. So what we want to feel is your traps, shoulders, and some of your rhomboid back muscles here. So that's where we're kind of targeting. So try that for me, but really empty that part. This is not a muscle group that you can handle a lot with. I have a guy that I train and we'll bench press with like 185 on the bar, like sets of 5, 6, whatever. The upright row, 55 pounds. It's just really tough. So I would say start here and again, play with go a little more narrow, start here, move your way in and see what feels right for you anatomically, and then start to load.
That's
that
really
sense?
useful. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Because
I wasn't sure
what's
if it
really
was the rear delts or not.
Well, they should be helping. They should be helping some. But listen, here's what I see. You have so much strength and a lot of natural power. So I was like, that bar is moving, but we really want to isolate where we're going. And that often helps by just bringing the bar down, regrooving the bar path, and then trying again.
Thank you.
Of course. Oh, Sandra, I'll miss you. Go, go, go. I'm going to try to actually wrap this in 10 minutes and I'm going to have to I'll make Nick do the rest. I don't want this to go too long. So I'm going to go 10 minutes more and then I'll get out of here. One note for anybody that's nervous about the barbell, use dumbbells and let them touch together. And that's another way to just work it, right? So it's a nice swap if you don't have the barbell and very, very effective. Oh, Eric, I'm reading your moment. Yeah, I mean, Eric, you should watch the video that we just posted with Coach Nick. And he like gave me a little Easter egg. He kind of like made fun of me in the video without being obvious because I love the I dream of Genie. I dream of Genie. I think it's a great like way to kind of like work your way into the position. And he's like, it's stupid, don't do it. He's like, you do this or you use the straps. So we're all going to get there. But Eric, please look into the video because you'll see how he used these wrist straps to help you work towards the best position. Okay. We're going to keep flying. Keep flying. Oh, gosh. Oh, great. There's one more. Here we go. Another narrow grip. Yep. Awesome. One thing, Berj, are you still here?
Yep, present.
Okay, great. I want everyone to notice alongside you, look at where the barbell is. See how it's sitting back in your fingers and your knuckles? I want the bar to be right over the palms of your hands. Make sense what I'm saying? It's a stronger position. We want the load of the bar right over the elbow. So if it's sitting up in our fingers, it's actually about 3 inches past where we want it. The bar's not going anywhere. It's going to sit right there on that ledge. And when you go down, you're going to feel stronger at the bottom. It's because and you can really see it on your left wrist. See how it's all the way over here? We want the bar right there at the edge of your palm.
Got it.
And your wrist will not hurt as bad. Cool? Cool. Try that. But great position.
Thanks.
I love the bar path. You look awesome. You're cranking it in that like cold garage. I'm very impressed. Okay. Alex has been working his clean and press. Oh, did the video jump? Oh, having a moment. Hey, not bad. Pretty good system here, Alex. I love the pull. Yep. The only thing I'm going to be picky on, by the way, I love this perfect position. I would love to see your eyes up, Alex. Now, it's tough because these weights are a little bit smaller, and for his stature, it would be easy if they were like bigger 10-pound weights. So it'll be a little easier off the ground, but let's have your eyes up. See how you're already pulling the bar? Ideally, the arms are straighter, longer before we get it up here. But we have a nice dip. My other note for you, Alex, is let's bring your hips back a little bit more so you're loading your glutes versus this is like a surfer butt vibe. The knees are shooting forward, and I'd rather have you load your glutes by sitting back. So it's a very common coaching cue, but like almost like you're sitting your butt up on a bar stool so we can get a little bit more hips involved. And then the press is beautiful. Really great overhead. So breaking it down, let's let you go through. Eyes up from the start. Wait to pull the bar. And then try to load the hips over the surfer butt. I actually also think, Alex, you'll feel better with this if the weight is a little higher. It's hard in a clean and press. It's hard to feel the positions if it's not loaded enough, but this looked really good. Okay. Yes. What are we doing? Clean and jerks. Yes. The journey continues. Okay, let's see this thing.
Yeah, it's the first part. It's the clean, not the jerk.
Okay, tell me what's happening there.
I try to have the bar close to me.
No, but what's going on with our cute little feet here? This is like a Michael Jackson Thriller moment. And I love your dance moves, and this is why we love you so much at the Pump Club. Your effort, your enthusiasm to learn is just unquenchable, and I just love being near you. This is actually exactly what I want your body to look like. But so guys, 2 weeks ago, she and I talked about triple extension, which is when your ankles, knees, and hips are fully extended, which she is doing. Is the bar a little bit in front of you? Yeah, but I do that too sometimes. But it's this, Emily, should be a second. Just 1 second. And let's count how long you're on tiptoeing. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it was like almost 2 seconds. So it should be like a flash, just a flash. Okay,
Yeah.
Like a little bit of dynamite, and then the bar's under you. So the idea is, can you hit that position? And that's part of the reason why you lost balance, because you were trying to hold it. It's just a moment in time that allows the bar to carry. So this is good. And I actually like the weight of the bar you're using. This is the right weight because I can tell you can feel it better in your body. I'm going to watch it again now. Full speed. By the way, beautiful hang position. This is just like perfection. Okay.
But it's weird to stand in squat after. I don't know how to do it. I'm up on my toes, and after I must squat.
Yep. I hear you, baby. So here's what it is. You're so close. All right. Can I have full screen, Noah? Thanks, babe. You're here. And all that's happening is you're going to go, you're here. Hold on, you'll be able to see my feet. You're here. And what happens is when you flash from here, you drop. Okay? So what you can do without any weight is you can start just like here and drop to a squat.
Okay.
From the front, looks like this. Here, toes, knees, hips, everything open. Drop to a squat. So practice this a couple times.
Like
as I wake up. Yes. So that moment up here. And so what happens is you get to go from your toes into a really strong squat position. So your feet separate and drop to that nice loaded position. And it's not all the way down, but that's where you're going to really feel like, oh, I know this. I know that home base. And with any kind of Olympic lifting, precision is key because you got to know exactly where you want to go. You got to know exactly where you're taking me. Okay. And right now, you're kind of searching. You're like in the dark looking for a light switch. You're like, I know it's somewhere here. Right. And that's what learning is. So what you can do is just take that barbell, leave it here, go on your toes and drop. That's what I would encourage you to do. Okay. Take a breath, drop. And it's a really great way for you to say, I know exactly where I'm putting my feet. So then when you add the clean, you're like, oh, I know where I'm going. And I think you just don't know yet. And that's why you're feeling a little like, a little wobbly, which is cool. It's like, it's so fun. Like what you're doing is so fun. So just keep doing it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I could not agree more with you, Peggy. She says, you inspire us all, fearlessly jumping in. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Nick is going to kill me. Because there's still, I'm really trying to get to 30 checks. Okay. Elizabeth. Great. Okay. We're getting over at bench press. So this is what we talked about a little bit. By the way, Elizabeth, killer shirt. The gym is my therapy. See how the weights, Elizabeth, are kind of up by your clavicle, up by your shoulders. I want you to drift down like 2 inches. The weight should be kind of like base of your bra line, and even just like underneath, like kind of like underneath our breast line, but basically where our bra is. For men, it's a little different because your nipples don't move as much as ours do, to be honest. So I like to use the bra line as like a baseline for us girls. So Elizabeth, this looks great. I like your foot position. You're connected to the ground. Just bring those weights slightly lower in that trajectory. Oh yeah. Now this is an incline bench. So it's still, she is supposed to hit upper chest, but I would still take your weights towards like the chest. Like, so you want to go bra line in this case, you would go right over your chest. So still, let's bring them down about 3 inches, girl. And thank you for the multiple angles. Okay. Let's see. Um, Oh, improving. Great. Eric, it's hard for me to tell. I still think you're a little narrow, buddy. I know we've talked about this because I still see the heel coming off that 2.5 pounder, and I see this one going. So, Eric, what I'd like you to try, we're getting better and better. I'm loving this vertical spine, but what I want to do is just take your feet out a little more and your toe, which will bring your toes a little more forward. Okay. So heels out a little bit more, toes forward. That's how we get this, but we're getting closer and closer. You're getting more of your glutes on. I'm seeing you open your inner thighs. We've come very far. Okay, guys, I promised 10 minutes. That is my 10 minutes. I'm trying to stick to it. We'll just pretend that I didn't leave this many form checks, but I don't want these videos to go too long. I feel like I've already made you guys absorb a lot of information, and we've spent way too much time with my Swiffer. So thank you for coming. Thank you for listening and being such fun people to work with and to teach. Nick's meeting is Friday. So if you already submitted, let's let other people submit and we'll let him go through the rest of the folks that I missed today. If anybody brings it up, just say, Jen's amazing. She did everything she could. She's a hero. She's a national treasure. Okay. I love you guys so much. For anyone going to the Arnold Classic, I'll see you there. And if you're on the fence, don't be on the fence. Just come hang out. It's the best. Okay.
Thank you, Jen. See you at the Arnold.
All right. Oh, amazing. All right. Love you guys.